Mattithyahu, Matthew chapter 23. Then Yahusha spoke to the crowds and to his Talmudim, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit on the seat of Moshe. Therefore, whatever he says to you to guard, guard and do. But do not do according to their works, for they say and do not do. For they bind heavy burdens hard to bear and lay them on men's shoulders, but with their finger they do not want to move them. And they do all their works to be seen by men, and they make their tefillin wide and lengthen the tzitzit of their garments. And they love the best place at feasts, and the best seats in the congregations, and the greetings in the marketplaces, and to be called by men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But you do not be called Rabbi, for one is your teacher, Hamashiach, and you are all brothers. And call none on earth your father, for one is your Father, he who is in the Shemayim. Neither be called leaders, for one is your leader, Hamashiach. But the greatest among you shall be your servant, and whoever exalts himself shall be humbled, and whoever humbles himself shall be exalted. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you shut up the rain of the Shemayim before men, for you do not go in, nor do you allow those who are entering to go in. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you eat up widows' houses, and for a show make long prayers. Because of this you shall receive greater judgment. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you go about the land and the sea to win one convert, and when he is won, you make him a son of Gehinnom, twofold more than yourselves. Woe to you, blind guides, who say, Whoever swears by the Mishkan, it does not matter, but whoever swears by the gold of the Mishkan is bound by oath. Fools and blind! For which is greater, the gold or the Mishkan that makes the gold Kodesh? And whoever swears by the altar, it does not matter, but whoever swears by the gift that is on it is bound by oath. Fools and blind! For which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift Kodesh? He then who swears by the altar swears by it and by all that is upon it. And he who swears by the Mishkan swears by it and by him who is dwelling in it. And he who swears by the Shamayim swears by the throne of Elohim and by him who is sitting upon it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you tithe the mint and the anise and the cumin, and have neglected the weightier of the Torah, the right ruling and the compassion and the belief. These need to have been done without neglecting the others. Blind guides, straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are filled with plunder and unrighteousness. Blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and dish, so that the outside of them becomes clean too. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly indeed look well, but inside are filled with dead men's bones and all uncleanness. So you too outwardly indeed appear righteous to men, but inside you are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the Nevi'im and decorate the monuments of the righteous and say, If we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would not have taken part with them in the blood of the Nevi'im. Thus you bear witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who murdered the Nevi'im, and you fill up the measure of your fathers. Serpents, brood of adders, how would you escape the judgment of Gehinnom? Because of this, see, I send you Nevi'im and wise men and scholars. Some of them you shall kill and impale, and some of them you shall flog in your congregations and persecute from city to city. so that on you should come all the righteous blood shed on the earth, from the blood of righteous Hebel to the blood of Zechariah son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the Mishkan and the altar. Truly, I say to you, all this shall come upon this generation. Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, killing the Nevi'im and stoning those who are sent to her. How often I wanted to gather your children together, the way a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, but you would not. See, your house is left to you laid waste, for I say to you, from now on you shall by no means see me, until you say, Baruch is he who is coming in the name of Yahuah. Mattithyahu, Matthew chapter 24. And going out, Yahushua went away from the Mikdash, and his Talmudim came near to point out to him the buildings of the Mikdash. And Yahushua said to them, Do you not see all these? Truly, I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another at all, which shall not be thrown down. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the Talmudim came to him separately, saying, Say to us, when shall this be, and what is the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? And Yahushua answering said to them, Take heed that no one leads you astray, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and they shall lead many astray. And you shall begin to hear of fightings and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign, and there shall be scarcities of food, and deadly diseases, and earthquakes in places. And all these are the beginning of birth pains. Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise up and lead many astray. And because of the increase in lawlessness, the love of many shall become cold. But he who shall have endured to the end shall be saved. And this good news of the reign shall be proclaimed in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end shall come. So when you see the abomination that lays waste, spoken of by Daniel the Nevi, put up in the Mikdash, he who reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Yehudah flee to the mountains. Let him who is on the housetop not come down to take whatever out of his house, and let him who is in the field not turn back to get his garments. And woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing children in those days. And pray that your flight does not take place in winter or on the Shabbat. For then there shall be great distress, such as has not been since the beginning of the world, until this time, no, nor ever shall be. And if those days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved, but for the sake of the chosen ones, those days shall be shortened. If anyone then says to you, Look, here is Hamashiach, or there, do not believe. For false messiahs and false prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, Look, he is in the desert, do not go out. Or, Look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so also shall the coming of the bane of Adon be. For wherever the dead body is, there the vultures shall be gathered together. And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the Shemayim, and the powers of the Shemayim shall be shaken. And then the sign of the bane of Adam shall appear in the Shemayim, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the bane of Adam coming on the clouds of the Shemayim with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the Shemayim to the other. And learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. Truly, I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all this takes place. The Shemayim and the earth shall pass away, but my words shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour, no one knows, not even the messengers of the Shemayim, but my Father only. And as the days of Noah, so also shall the coming of the bane of Adam be. For as they were in the days before the flood, eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and they did not know until the flood came and took them all away, so also shall the coming of the bane of Adam be. Then two shall be in the field, the one is taken, and the one is left. Two shall be grinding at the mill, one is taken, and one is left. Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Adon is coming. And know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken into. Because of this, be ready too, for the bane of Adam is coming at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is a trustworthy and wise servant, whom his master put over his household to give them food in season? Baruch is that servant whom his master having come shall find so doing. Truly, I say to you that he shall put him over all his possessions. But if that evil servant says in his heart, my master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunkards, the master of that servant shall come on a day when he does not expect it, and at an hour he does not know, and shall cut him in two and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Mattithyahu, Matthew chapter 25. Then the reign of the Shemayim shall be compared to 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom, and 5 of them were wise and 5 foolish. Those who were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their containers with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom took time, they all slumbered and slept, and at midnight a cry was heard, See, the bridegroom is coming! Go out to meet him! Then all those maidens rose up and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, Give us of your oil, because our lamps are going out. But the wise answered, saying, No, indeed, there would not be enough for us and you. Instead, go to those who sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other maidens also came, saying, Adonai, Adonai, open up for us. But he answering said, Truly, I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the bane of Adam is coming. For it is like a man going from home, who called his own servants and delivered his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talentun, and to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability, and went from home. And he who had received the 5 talentun went and worked with them, and made another 5 talentun. In the same way, he with the 2 also he gained 2 more. But he who had received the 1 went away and dug in the ground and hid the silver of his master. And after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received 5 talenten came and brought 5 other talenten, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talenten. See, I have gained 5 more talenten besides them. And his master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall put you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Then he who had received 2 talenten came and said, Master, you delivered to me 2 talenten. See, I have gained 2 more talenten besides them. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little. I shall put you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one who had received the 1 talenten also came and said, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed, and being afraid, I went and hid your talenten in the ground. See, you have what is yours. And his master answering said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my silver with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take away the talenten from him, and give it to him who possesses 10 talenten. For to every one who possesses, more shall be given, and he shall have overflowingly. But from him who does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away. And throw the worthless servant out into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And when the bane of Adon comes in his esteem, and all the Kodesh messengers with him, then he shall sit on the throne of his esteem. And all the nations shall be gathered before him, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd separates his sheep from the goats. And he shall put the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then the sovereign shall say to those on his right hand, Come, you Baruch of my Father, inherit the reign prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous shall answer him, saying, Adonai, when did we see you hungry, and we fed, or thirsty, and gave to drink? And when did we see you a stranger, and took in, or naked, and clothed? And when did we see you sick, or in prison, and we came to you? And the sovereign shall answer and say to them, Truly, I say to you, insofar as you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me. He shall then also say to those on the left hand, Go away from me, accursed ones, into the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his messengers. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not take me in. Was naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they also shall answer him, saying, Adonai, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not serve you? Then he shall answer them, saying, Truly, I say to you, insofar as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into everlasting high.